popcorn, popcorn. Get your popcorn before the show starts. Get your popcorn. Get your drinks. Come on, sit your ass down. Nobody can see over your fat head.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seat. The show is about to start.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Phoebe.
This is Mike.
You're listening to the Mike and Phebe Show on Alternative Twist Radio. So we were taking a little break for the last few weeks, but now we're back on. So we're hoping to do this on a regular basis for the Mike and Phebe Show. So this is exclusively on Alternative Twist Radio. We're also going to be airing this on YouTube and also on our social media. So if you happen to miss it, you can check it out on our YouTube channel, which is Alternative Twist Radio. But if you want to listen to it live, it's we're going to be airing new episodes Friday nights at 8 p.m.?
8 p.m., yes.
8 p.m. Pacific. So this is the first time that we're trying this, and happy 2023.
Yes, happy 2023.
Awesome. So I was checking out the local news. So we're going to talk about our station news first, okay? So we've been accepting original submissions for music on our website. So you can check out alternativetwist.com, go under the submissions page, and you'll see all the guidelines that you can follow to submit your original music. Please, only original. Unfortunately, we can't do cover songs. So please send in your original music, and then also allow us to tag you on your social media. A lot of pages I've seen don't allow pages to tag you. So, and that doesn't help us promote your music. So please help us out. Allow a page to tag you, especially on Facebook. Instagram, Twitter, and all that, they're cool. But Facebook, for some reason, I seem to have a problem.
Yeah, I know. Facebook is a pain in the butt.
Yeah, Meta. Go take it, huh? Anyway.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, so that's for original song submissions. And we're also we're also accepting original podcast submissions.
Yes, we are.
That's going to be a new thing. So we're really excited. Any genre, really, any topic, send it in. Go to the same website, alternativetwist.com, under submissions. Now, that section is only for music, but the way it's laid out. But just fill in the topics for podcast. So use the same guidelines. And go ahead and submit that, and we can listen to your podcast and go from there. Hopefully air your podcast on alternativetwist.com.
Yeah.
And a couple other things. We have some exciting artist spotlights. This is still for station news. We have tons of original music that's been coming out. So I've been scheduling a bunch of artist spotlights for January. So we have a lot of new bands that are on our station. So we got one that's coming out, 69 Windmills. Another one is Special Agent Sunshine. They're a really good band.
Wow.
Yeah. Then we got another one. I believe Joel Brogan is part of ISA, International Singer-Songwriters Association.
Yeah.
So he's a really good songwriter. We have another artist called Alex Lane. And then we just added a few. Delphi Ravens. They are out of, I believe, Arizona, Phoenix area, I think. Probably. And then also a new one called American Prophets. They're really good.
Oh, yeah, very nice.
Yeah, if I recall, I found American Prophets on TikTok.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so if you happen to be a musician, you're on TikTok, so are we. Find us on Alternative Twist Radio on TikTok. Username is Alternative Twist. And send in some, little clips, and you never know, I might like your stuff. And so send in your music. And a few other ones that we're still scheduling and we're working on. So stay tuned on our social medias for all that exciting stuff. And let's see here. Now, we can jump into the news.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. There's plenty of news to go around nowadays. Huh?
Do you want to talk about the weather? I know, Mike, you love talking about the weather. We're in Southern California. It's rainy, cloudy today. Let's see here. What did you hear about the weather?
Well, there's some kind of cyclone storm we're getting a double whammy here. And it's going to be, one of those 100-year storms? It's supposed to be flooding in Sacramento. Good thing we're not up there. We're in Southern California, but we're still getting a lot of rain here.
Yeah.
And it's starting to kind of flood outside a little bit, right outside the studio. And
I know. It's kind of a scary thing. A lot of areas, I saw Sacramento already yesterday. A lot of parts of Sacramento is getting massive rain.
Yeah.
And it's a powerful storm. It's a double whammy, like what you said. It's a Pineapple Express. And what's the other term?
The atmospheric river.
Yes, that's what it is. And it's going to bring debris, high winds, a couple feet of snow in the Sierras, which is...
That's going to be good.
Yeah, and we just looked outside the window, and the mountains nearby here have gotten quite a feet of snow.
Yes, they sure have, yes.
Yeah, and for California, we have Big Bear, we have, what other mountains are nearby? San Jacinto Mountains, I don't know if they get snow.
San Gorgonio Mountains.
Mm-hmm. Idlewild. Yeah.
And also Wrightwood.
Yes, they all get snow. So that started the snow season for them already.
Sure did.
Yeah. So rainfall has already been begun. This is according to weather.com just earlier today on their website, that rainfall has already begun to spread into California, but the most soaking downpours are expected late Wednesday through Thursday. So as we're recording today's Wednesday afternoon.
Yes.
So we're supposed to be getting our major rains tomorrow, late afternoon, right? Thursday?
They said Wednesday. So that's going to be Wednesday. That might be later on tonight to tomorrow. So we might be at the very, very beginning stages of it.
Yeah. So it's always good that we get rain, but, the after effects and flooding and things like that, power outages, massive wind, that's not really fun. So hopefully people in Sacramento, the Bay Area, are staying safe. They're expecting a lot of damage out of this.
Oh, yeah.
And then I also saw, I get most of my news, guess what, on TikTok.
Good old TikTok.
I can't stand reading news, so I kind of filter my news. So TikTok told me that there was an earthquake. Yesterday there was estimated that there was going to be a huge 9.0 earthquake.
8.1. It's supposed to be an 8.1.
Yeah. So then, but they use estimated guests and things like that. So turns out that they did have a 6.4 earthquake in Humboldt County. Yeah. So there was quite a few damage. So, which is really unfortunate. And if we have listeners there in Northern California, Central, let us know that I hope you guys are being safe. There's been talks about a huge 9.0, 10.0 ever since I was a little kid for the last 30 years.
They said California is going to be, departing from the United States.
Yeah.
We'd all have beachfront property. That ain't happening yet, boy.
So we'll see, over the 30 years that they've been estimating that huge earthquake. But, we'll see. And there's always faults everywhere. So we'll see what happens, right?
That's right.
Okay. So we got that one. And continuing on the news, I also saw on TikTok that actor Jeremy Renner, he was in a major snowplowing accident.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he was, let's see here, he was struck by a vehicle. I'm sorry. Renner, okay, this is according to, again, weather.com, oddly enough. I guess because they were talking about the snow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course.
So Renner was helping a family member who was stuck in a vehicle in the snow. And then the actor's snowcat ran over him when he was outside.
Ugh.
And snowcats are a heavy piece of equipment typically used for grooming ski slopes.
Yeah.
And that's really scary. I saw a picture of him on social media on the website there. He looks all banged up. I believe he already had some surgeries.
Ooh, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he's already recovering from that. But more details are emerging. This is out of weather.com. Emerging that the incident left the actor Jeremy Renner critically injured on Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was really unfortunate. And that it says that at this point in the investigation, we do not believe that Mr. Renner was impaired at all. And we believe that this is a tragic accident. according to the Washoe County Sheriff deputy there during a news press. So hopefully he'll be okay. He's recuperating, and we hope for a speedy recovery. And Jeremy Renner, if you guys don't know, he played Hawkeye on Marvel's, one of the Marvel superhero movies, and he's also on another TV show. So, and I love him, love Hawkeye, great actor. So I hope he's going to be okay and not lose any limbs or anything.
Well, if he's on recovery right now, so, I think he'll down and make a good full recovery.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Yeah.
And let's see here. Okay, what else do we have here? I'm looking through my little pages. Oh, okay, here's a good one. So this is national news. This is out of CBS News. Okay. Now, as we all know, ex-Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, now stepped down. And now the House adjourns without electing a new speaker after McCarthy fails to win in 3 rounds of voting.
That's 4 rounds now.
Yeah.
Maybe the 5th time is the charm? Yeah.
So I just pulled this up on cbsnews.com out of Los Angeles. So it's already old news,
Yeah, but, you got to do what you got to do.
So the House adjourned on Tuesday without picking a new speaker, as Representative Kevin McCarthy failed to win a majority of 3 ballots. Only the 8th time in the history a speaker hasn't been chosen after 3 ballots. So this is, only an 8th time in history that this has happened.
It's been over 100 years since something like this has actually really and truly happened. Over 100 years.
Yeah. And it says here on cbsnews.com, after the 2nd ballot, McCarthy insisted to reporters that the party is unified. That this isn't about me, McCarthy said, that this is about the conference now because of the members who are holding out. They want something for their personal selves. So that seemed like more of a personal opinion in his statement rather than based on actual facts.
Yeah.
So McCarthy has lost another Republican on the 3rd round, Representative Byron Donalds of Florida, who had pledged to support McCarthy on the first 2 ballots, but not after that. I wonder why. Suggesting that he could lose more as votes come in and moved into further ballots.
Really? I knew that was going to happen.
Okay, so that's out of CBS News. So we'll see. And by the time this airs, this is going to be Friday night. So, of course, there's going to be updated information. So we'll see. And that's always changing.
But by then, will he still be, speaker? No, I don't think so. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, right? So talking about that, on national news, I saw, this is according to NPR.org, a Tesla driver is charged with intentionally plunging his family off of California cliff.
Is that the one that they fell 250 feet?
I believe so. I'm reading here, a Tesla driver was arrested and charged with intentionally driving off a cliff in Northern California in an attempt to kill his family, according to law enforcement. So this is Monday morning, 20 miles south of downtown San Francisco, off Highway 1. 250 feet down the cliff next to the Pacific Ocean.
Wow.
So inside was the whole family, his whole family, 2 children, a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old, and 2 adults, both 41. So him and his wife, I'm guessing.
Damn.
Yeah, it's really tragic. And so the firefighters rappelled down the cliff and rescued the children first, while a helicopter rescue technician was lowered to the scene and helped rescue the adults.
Yeah.
A life flight helicopter transported the 2 adults to a local hospital, according to CHP.
Yeah, they all made it.
Yeah, they all made it, and they arrested the man.
Yeah, as they should.
Yeah, because the CHP investigators worked throughout the night interviewing witnesses and gathering evidence from the scene. Based on the evidence collected, investigators developed probable cause to believe this incident was an intentional act.
Jeez.
So the man, his name is Dharmesh Patel of Pasadena. He was under arrest for attempted murder and child abuse. So they immediately arrested him. He was transported to San Mateo County Jail after he was released from the hospital. Yeah, so they said, this is according to NPR, it is unclear what driving mode the Tesla was in at the time of the crash, but the officials say that the driving mode does not appear to be a contributing factor. So they can already tell.
Oh, so he put it in manual mode just so he can...
Who knows?
So he tried to do like a Thelma and Louise type of thing?
They say the remains are ongoing for an investigation. This remains an ongoing investigation, and they have no further comments.
But see, when you read the actual, beginning of the post, the headlines, it basically says Tesla goes off a cliff 250 feet, and then family survives. That's all they put on there.
Yeah.
Come on, but put something else there, because everybody thinks that now Tesla cars are all they're going to be jumping off cliffs. Hey, come on.
Yeah, the way I read the headline, this one says Tesla driver is charged with intentionally plunging his family off a California cliff. So ideally, if it was in manual mode, then it could be just any other car, which I saw in that same article all the way at the bottom. Let me see. 2018, this is a separate incident. 2018, a couple drove themselves and their 6 adopted children off the cliff. So they see that a lot in that area, unfortunately.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
which is really sad. But, I'm glad that the investigators caught all the evidence and they interviewed people and they can tell that, that was intentional.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is really tragic.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
People are getting crazy nowadays.
Yeah, they are. Let's see here. So what else do we have? How about this one? According to CNN, there's some big questions on student loan forgiveness in 2023. So out of Washington, student loan borrowers are starting 2023 with a lot of uncertainty. Now, the fate of President Joe Biden's major student loan forgiveness program lies with the U.S. Supreme Court. And it could be as late as summer before the justice rules on whether the policy can take effect.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it looks like it's going to take a little bit. The pandemic-related pause on student loan payments remains in place, but a startup date is up in the air, dependent on when the Supreme Court rules on whether or not they have the forgiveness program or not.
So that means you still got to pay your loans all the way until the time they said, yeah, you don't need to do it no more.
Yeah, so according to CNN Politics, meanwhile, significant changes are coming in July to the existing public service loan forgiveness program. So more changes.
Of course, yes, of course.
That aids government and nonprofit workers. And a new income-driven repayment plan that could lower payments for some federal student loan borrowers are in the works.
Okay.
So the rollout of Biden's forgiveness program has created confusion for borrowers, obviously. Here are some of the big questions. Okay, these are the questions. Will Biden's student loan forgiveness plan take effect? Will it take effect? And in late February, the Supreme Court hears arguments. So there's questions on that, if it will, because it still has to go through the courts. And then when will the pandemic pause on payments end? So that's another question that they have. And let's see here. So that's still in the works. The year-long pause cost the government $155 billion through the end of 2022.
Well, I mean, it's pretty sad that it cost us, a lot of that money, but I mean, look how much they've been sending over to Ukraine. 37, almost 40 billion. I'm sorry, 40 trillion or $40 billion. I don't know. It's been a lot of money.
And talking about that, according to the New York Times, Russia-Ukraine war, now Russia is struggling to replenish missile stocks, according to Ukraine. This is updated 3:15 Eastern Time.
Yeah, and I think we're the ones that's giving them all those missiles. And if it's not us, then it's got to be some other country that, says, here you go.
So here's what we know. According to New York Times, Moscow has enough missiles for 2 to 3 more large strikes and is rushing newly produced munitions into service. This is according to Ukrainian intelligence official.
Oh.
So, lacking precision missiles, Russia is increasing its use of drones, according to Ukraine.
Yeah.
Putin also says he is deploying hypersonic weapons by ship, and whether they work, as Russia claims, is uncertain.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Macron promises to send armored reconnaissance vehicles to Ukraine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
You heard that
oh,
too.
Yeah. Yep.
And Russia also says soldiers' cell phone use led to the deadly Makvakia strike, if I'm pronouncing that city right.
Yeah, I can't even pronounce it either. But they were actually able to track the cell phones with the drones. And so when they were actually able to track the cell phones, that's when they were able to pinpoint exactly where they were. And bombs away.
Wow. And also, defending against Russian drones is expensive, but Ukraine sees the cost as worth it. So I wonder if the money that we've given them, that's the money that they're going to use.
Oh, yeah, you better believe it.
And the daily podcast hears from Russian soldiers on military setbacks in Ukraine. Oh, so these are all different headlines I was reading.
Sure, yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
So,
but they all pertain to the same thing, the same war that's going on there, and all. So it all kind of goes hand in hand.
So that's out of the Russia-Ukraine war. And you told me this morning about this is according to Fox News, a Washington substation attack alleged motive revealed. So they found who it was, right?
Yeah, there was 2 suspects in I guess some kind of rampage that. Shooting or something like that in a subway somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember exactly, the location of it, but they actually caught the 2 guys.
So, according to Fox News, the FBI has revealed the alleged motive for the 4 substation attacks in Washington state.
Okay, all right.
That cut the power off for thousands of people on Christmas Day. Okay, so I guess this is an old article. So they did find who it was. This is 2 men. Matthew Greenwood, 32, and Jeremy Craham, 40, both out of Puyallup, Washington.
Wow, okay.
They appear in Tacoma federal court on the charge of conspiracy to damage energy facilities. One of the guys, Greenwood, is also charged with possession of an unregistered short-barreled rifle and a short-barreled shotgun.
Yeah.
So now short-barreled, is that all like what's that called? I don't know about ammunition, but does that mean that they made it themselves? What is that called?
Well, short barrel could be not federally regulated. It could be, shorter than the actual federal regulations for, firearms, which they could have sawed it off themselves or they could have bought it like that. But usually, if you buy something like that, it's got to be federally regulated.
Right. And now the criminal complaint revealed the alleged motive for the attacks on the 4 substations dozens of miles apart within a 12-hour time frame on December 25th was to commit a burglary at a business while the power was down for some 15,000 customers in the area. That seems really extreme.
Wow.
Yeah, so according to Department of Homeland Security, they warned last month that the U.S. power grid is vulnerable to domestic terrorism.
Oh, jeez.
Noting online calls to sabotage critical infrastructure. Okay, well, anyway.
So they knew that way ahead of time. But did they even think of doing anything to try to stop anything? No, they just, forget it. Who cares?
So this is still on Fox News, that the early morning hours of Christmas Day, the perimeter chain link fence was cut to gain entry to the Hemlock substation, operated by Puget Sound Energy. A bank high side switch was manipulated, causing an outage for some 8,000 customers.
See, don't you think that if there's a gate or a fence or something like that there would be some kind of barrier of some sort that, once they walk through like a beam, all of a sudden it sends a signal of some sort, but Hey, I guess that's way too easy. I don't know.
I'm sure they they have other security measures. I'm sure that they didn't mention on here, but seemed pretty easy.
Yeah, but that would have been a signal saying, hey, there's somebody's doing something. Hey, you got to get there quick.
So the Elk Plain substation was struck next. Padlocks were cut. Okay, see, this is what I don't like.
Padlocks were cut.
In all the news, this is my own personal opinion. Okay, so take it for what it's worth. Now, this is my own pet peeve. When I read news like this, and then I see detailed description of how it was done, I understand it's part of the investigation. They have to report it to the public, yada yada. But they give you like a outline of how it was done. Come on. I mean, I don't know. That's just my own thing.
So if I was a stupid criminal, all of a sudden they give all the details. I'm like, that's how I'm supposed to do it. That's what I'm going to do next time if I ever get that way.
So this is, still on the news. So that was just my own personal opinion. Okay. So padlocks were cut on the pedestrian gates to gain entry to the substation. Okay. This is how it was done, where high side breakers were manipulated and causing the outage. So that's how it was successfully done. Then a third attack happened at the Graham substation, where chain link fence was cut and high side breakers were manipulated. So,
Whatever happened to electrified fence?
I don't know. I guess that's too much power being used. I don't know.
Yeah, but electrified fence, all of a sudden it's like, hey, I'm going to cut you. No, I'm not.
So, okay, the article goes on and on and on. But anyway, so they caught the guys. That's a good thing.
Yeah,
and they arrested him and all that fun stuff.
Good.
So, let me see here. What else do we have? Okay. Now I don't follow news for sports a lot, but again, I saw this on TikTok. This was on Sunday or Monday night. Oh, Monday Night Football. Footballer Damar Hamlin, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. Bill's safety. He is still in critical condition. He was in ICU. He is in ICU after a cardiac arrest. Now he's showing progress. Now I saw the clips. This is again on TikTok that I get my news. I saw the clips Monday night that he got injured. He had another player hit him in the chest with his shoulder and got hit in the chest. Damar Hamlin got hit in the chest and neck area. So it was a critical injury. And he at first, was able to get up on his own, but then, hitting the microphone. He was able to get up on his own, but then he collapsed. And then that's when he had the cardiac arrest, which was very scary.
Yeah.
Extremely traumatizing. And from what I see, I don't follow sports, but I read a lot about him. And he does a lot for charity. He has a nonprofit for kids. So a lot of people were donating to that, which is amazing. And then I hear now that he's making progress on his breathing. He was on a ventilator. Ventilator was doing his breathing 100%, but then now he's improving. The ventilator's only on 50%.
I think one of the lungs was punctured. I think it was.
Oh, see, I didn't see that.
I think it's
already been updated.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah. So a lot of people are praying for him. Obviously, someone's injured critically like that. It's very scary. And all the footballers, all the players, they chose to stop the game.
Yes.
And I did see that. The officials wanted to continue playing, wanted them to continue at first.
They wanted them back out there within 5 minutes. And all of everybody that was there playing the game, all the players said no.
Yeah. The game was temporarily suspended 23 minutes after Hamlin suffered the injury and was later suspended indefinitely. So this is according to sportingnews.com. So this was as of Wednesday afternoon. The Bills added a small update saying that Hamlin is still in critical condition but has shown signs of improvement. So that's where the improvement is. And his family put out a statement. They thank the NFL and they thank the officials and the first responders and things like that. So he sounds like an upstanding guy, young guy. to suffer that kind of injury, and hopefully he'll come out of that.
Yeah, I believe he was in his 20s, right?
I think so. He looked like he was pretty young. Yeah.
Yeah, 20s, I believe it was.
Yeah. And this is he played safety for the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
so we're praying and hoping for his recovery. That's very traumatic.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here.
And there was another report out. There was 769 athletes just last year, 2022, that actually had a cardiac arrest. 769 athletes.
Yeah. And the way that I looked at it, according to the medical officials, they were saying when there's that kind of injury, I forgot the term that they use, medical term, but when it's a massive injury like that, traumatic injury to the chest, it causes the rhythm of the heart to change and flutter, obviously. So that's how it led to the cardiac arrest, due to the big injury like that.
Yeah, it's almost like doing an electric shock on you to actually change either stop your heart and or restart your heart.
Yeah. And even the amounts of, safety equipment that they have, it didn't protect him as much as it should have, And I saw the video of the guy ramming him, with his chest. And I mean, it looked like it was with the force of being in a car accident.
Yeah, let's hope they change all their equipment, what they wear.
Yeah, it's really scary.
So let's hope.
Yeah, it was a sad thing to see, especially that it was aired on, I guess it was live TV and Monday Night Football. Yeah,
sure was. Yes, sure was.
Yeah, it was very scary to see. And on other news on MSN.com, according to USA Today, the Kremlin blames soldiers' cell phones. And they blame Russia military leaders for Ukraine strike that killed 89 people.
Yes.
Yeah, and we talked about that earlier.
That was just earlier. That's how they was able to find them.
The unauthorized use of cell phones exposed the location of Russian troops to the Ukrainian military, prompting the weekend rocket attack that killed scores of Russians, according to a Kremlin official.
Sure was.
And let me see. I'm scrolling down. Was that it?
That's pretty much about it. That's the story. There it is.
I guess that is the story.
That was it.
Well, it's pretty short-lived. Let's see here. Continuing reading. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's it. They don't tell you much. I got to click on elsewhere, but, clickbait and stuff. So, so that's kind of interesting to see. They should have been, well, anyway, I don't want to say anything about because that's the Russian.
They'll come to get us.
I know. Anyway, so another guy, let's see here. This is in, Utah. I just saw that earlier today.
Oh, Mormon state.
Yeah. According to KSLTV.com, a distributor was killed in a plane crash at Provo Airport. This is Top New Skin distributor. Yeah. So there was a fatal plane crash on Monday at the Utah Provo Airport. The guy was a Utah entrepreneur and a businessman. He is said to be the largest distributor in history of New Skin Enterprises.
Wow.
So he was identified by friends on several social media posts on Tuesday. And a family person said that they knew him for 12 years. And the gentleman's is named Nathan Ricks.
Wow.
Yeah, so he was, I guess his plane crashed, and Ricks joined New Skin in 1989 and has founded the One Team Global, a sales organization with more than 500,000 distributors that is responsible for nearly $1 billion in new skin products each year.
Wow, that's quite a few.
Yeah. So, and oddly enough, they said that Ricks owned his own jet and was an accomplished pilot.
Wow. And
he was flying his wife and two friends to attend the Rose Bowl game on Monday morning. Then their small Embraer Fathom 300 aircraft crashed about 1,500 feet down the runway and immediately after taking off, about 11:30 Provo time. And they said that the airport director said initially the crash did not seem to be weather related. So I wonder what happened. There was a co-pilot.
Okay, so I guess they all survived?
Well, Rick's died in the crash.
Okay, yeah, he did.
While the 51 co-pilot was hospitalized in critical condition, but expected to recover.
All right.
The other 2 passengers, Rick's wife and another gentleman, Dane, suffered what appears to be minor bumps and bruises. So, but the pilot died.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's really sad.
Wow.
The article goes on to say other things. Let's see here. Yeah, so caused minor scrapes to the runway. Well, that's sad. So that's really sad.
Wow.
So he was finally identified.
Wow.
And that's all the topics that I have. That's a lot of news topics.
Yeah, sure is. So if there's anything that you guys like to hear us talk about, don't hesitate to ask. You could always email us at alternativetwistradio@gmail.com. And that's what we do. This is the first podcast of what we actually come out with.
Yeah, and give us a holler if you have any suggestions. And also, if you're a musician, go ahead and submit your music on alternativetwist.com. Podcasters also just the same, alternativetwist.com under submissions. And stay tuned on all of our social media. We're going to be posting lots of new content. Every day I'm updating my social media for new artists. So send in your music and let us tag you, and we'll help you promote your music. And stay tuned on more artist spotlights also.
Absolutely. And also go to alternativetwist.com and see the schedule when this actually plays on our station.
Absolutely. So we hope to do this again next week. Be a little patient with us. Some things, our schedule kind of changes a little bit when we have things going on in station. But we hope to do this and air every Friday night, 8 p.m. Pacific time. And you can catch the other episodes on YouTube, alternativetwist.com, Alternative Twist Radio on our YouTube channel.
That's right.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, that was one hell of a show. Now pack up your shit and get out.